So I did not go to church on Sunday because my mama's grass was like literally 2.5 feet tall. And so I was like, Mom, I'm going to be there. I'm going to mow your grass because she really needed it. She keeps my kids 2 days out of the week for me for free. The least I can do is mow her super tall grass to make sure that she can walk to and from her house. Anyways, I was going to listen to a sermon while I mowed, but it just didn't fit right. So I didn't. I I came home, passed out. Oh my gosh, it took me 5.5 hours to mow my mother's yard. I love her. I love her. And I enjoyed it. Which might sound weird because it was absolutely insanely hot outside and I sweat a whole bunch. But I kind of like, first, getting a tan, and second, like getting the exercise. So it was tough, but I put that out of my mind for the most part. Anyway, so passed out super hardcore Sunday night. Monday night, I actually accidentally fell asleep early, but I woke up to one of 2819 Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell's sermons or whatever. He was talking about Revelations. And I had, at that point, probably slept like 3 hours, so I wasn't going immediately back to sleep. So I rewinded it to listen to the whole thing. And he was talking about, Revelations, which I think is super relevant to kind of like where the world is today. And I know that some people might be like, oh, people have been thinking it's the end of the world for hundreds of years. Yeah, but I don't know. I understand how you think that, but especially like with so many people talking about God and turning to God more recently, on top of all the other things, it kind of just makes me feel like, something's happening here. But I just want to share with you a part of Revelations that really struck me, and I was like, oh no, let me see where it says. Give me a second. So it's talking about the Great Tribulation. Like, God comes back, he takes all his people who have been faithful, and then all the people who are left, I think they're here for like 7 years or something, and basically it's not going to be a very fun time. If you don't get to go the first time, it's not going to be a fun time for you before he comes back to judge again, I think is how it goes. But the part that struck me, it says, whenever the fifth angel sounded the trumpet and the locusts or whatever were released, and they had like the power like that of scorpions on the earth, and God was like, you can't harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree, only the people who do not have the seal of God in their foreheads. They were not allowed to kill them, but only to torture them for 5 months, and the agony they suffered was like that of the sting of a scorpion when it strikes, for 5 months. It says, during those days, people will seek death. This is what struck me. Sorry, my baby's sleeping in my bed, and they're sleeping behind me, and one of them doesn't sleep as soundly all the time. She'd be waking up fighting for her life sometimes, just kicking. Anyways, this is the part that kind of really struck me, kind of scared me a little bit. It says, during those days, people will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them. I don't want to be here during that. I really don't want to be here during that. I want to go the first time. I don't want to be lukewarm. And I feel like people who are lukewarm and with God are not going to get to go the first time. There's a story that I heard not long ago. I can't remember how it went, but there's this man, and he's like on the fence. He's like lukewarm, is on the fence. He lean more towards God, lean more towards me, or whatever. He's like, I'm on the fence. And then God's like, you can have him. And he's like, what? I didn't choose. I said I'm on the fence. And Satan's like, the fence belongs to me, That sounds scary. They will seek death, and death will flee from them. You'll want to die because it will suck so bad. and you won't even be granted that relief. That is scary. I want to go the first time. And I don't know everything. I just hear things in sermons that I hear on TV, and I get inspired to be like, oh, I want to go and read and see what more of that is. But that just really struck me. I don't want to be here during that. I want to go. I don't want to be lukewarm. I want to go the first time.